Do you think Ireland can go to Paris next week and beat France?
I think so. But you know, French people are a little bit, sometimes they can be not playing really well, but when they wake up this morning, they want to play rugby. It's a big, difficult team to beat. But I think Ireland have so far all the cards on the table to win the tournament.
Of course, yeah. I expect Ireland to win. Of course they're capable. I think it'll be close, but I expect Ireland to just be too good for them, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Confident?
At the moment, yeah, but you're asking me in the immediate aftermath of the game, and it's early in the week, and yeah, I am, unnervingly so, yeah. Okay.
Tell us about them. The worst French team ever?
Well, you hate to say that about any team, and maybe not the worst French team ever. I'm not that old, but in my memory, you know, I mean, you really struggle to find any redeeming feature about this French team, and we've been talking about them for a while, but it seems to be getting worse. Now, there's no improvement in any sector, and I mean, I think Scotland shot themselves in both feet last weekend, but other than that, they would have beaten France. But France are really, you just can't find anything really positive to say about them, which is a dreadful thing.
Yeah, which is a scary thing too, isn't it, in a weird way? I mean, if you're being logical, fine, but logic goes out the window when we play France.
For as long as I can remember, you know, watching France, this is the worst French group. Individually, they have talent, but they're so disorganised in everything they do. My worry for this weekend is they're going to get better. The lads are telling me before we went on air that they're so bad that they can't get better. They can't get their level of performance up to beat Ireland.
I'm not sure where they can improve unless something really changes. There's so many parts of their game is completely off the rails.
What about the 2011 World Cup? They were appalling there for the first 3 or 4 months. They weren't this bad. No,
they were better. They were better than 2011.
They're lacking a complete structure. They've no work rate. They look unfit. I was asking Bernard beforehand. You know, individually, there's talent there.
Yeah.
But
We'll talk us through, Bernard, because I mean, you've given us examples of how far off the pace you think they are.
Yeah, I think they're still very talented, but I mean, their set pieces have been poor this year. Every match they've played, they've had a dysfunctional scrum. Here we see Wales, French ball, push them off the ball and launching 8 off the back. And for the French team to be pushed around by the Italians, which you see next in Paris, was a real worrying sign for them. Nicolas Mass was a great tight head prop, but the new rules don't suit him. They don't seem to have a good technique. They don't seem to be pushing as 8. We see the line-outs, the very first line-out against Scotland. They try and go off the back with a back peel, but they're not even organised enough. The communication isn't there. And they start throwing to the front without a lift. Delivery is shocking. Missed throws. Just the whole thing broke down. I know Sarveski will come back in next week. There are exit zones. Most teams start in their own 22. How are they actually going to get out of their own work their way up the field? For them, you hear Alan Quinlan shout, "Jouet." They've got 5 seconds to play the ball. No one even comes in to get involved. It's completely bereft of ideas. Here, again, trying to get out on 22. Laurie is supposed to run a block number 7. Doesn't do his job. They get after Doolan.
And we're looking at basic stuff at that level, aren't we? Very basic flaws.
Just their shape as well. After 2 or 3 phases, they run out of numbers. There's going to be big opportunities to choke tackle this week. Here we see Doolan getting isolated. Look at the gain line there, the 10-yard line. Look how far behind the gain line they get caught. Bastereau, he's actually caught 10 yards behind the gain line. Runs high, lack of support, and Wales get a choke. And the last one here is Machino, just running off on his own. No idea how to construct play, and the Italians choked them. I think they're very talented, but I just think they're so bereft of ideas. They're putting themselves under huge pressure.
They seem to lack guys who want to set a standard. We talk about O'Connell, O'Driscoll, all these guys over the years who set a great standard for guys around them. And you look at that French team, they don't have anyone setting a standard in the game, taking the initiative, good body language. And you look at Dussatoire, such a fantastic player for so long. And I played against a guy. His standards are so high.
Pick him all probably back. You don't think he can do it?
Yeah, he's still kind of in and out of the game. He's effective.
He's been part of our bad performances in previous 16. It's just the first one he's missed.
Sure.
So I don't think he's going to turn it around.
He's not the solution. Para's not going to play a part.
No, he's not involved.
The guys who give backbone to their clubs and who traditionally give backbone to France, Servat, Josian, Bonaire when he got a chance, Rougerie, they're out of the scene, and Para's the only one who actually challenges Saint-André, and that's why he's out of the squad.
Well, just on that, I mean, because this is your bread and butter, but the top 14 week in, week out, we see inferior teams winning at home because if they don't, they're shot, basically. I mean, is there that same mentality about the French in Paris? Is that the thing they have in their favour?
I think what you've seen in France this week is the media actually go after Saint-André, which they haven't up to now. It's amazing because they've been so poor since he took over. They only won 2 games in 2013, and the England game, which they were blessed to win, kind of gave us false hope that they just needed a win for confidence. But they've disimproved since then. There's talk of player unrest. And as I said, I wouldn't worry about player unrest normally in a French dressing room. But when you look at that team, There's no
it's more than
leaders.
just talk too.
It's more than talk, yeah.
It is unrest. I think
Exactly,
we
it's
can
unrest
say
for
that.
sure.
You know, in terms of game plan, then I mean, you mentioned not the perfection, but the suitability of the game plan against Wales and Italy, running Italy off their feet to play to our strengths. Where will we go on Saturday?
I would think not too differently when you look at this French team and how they've struggled against teams who moved around. I mean, Wales, who haven't had a great season, beat them comfortably in Cardiff. It's about making France work, and at the moment they have no stomach for it. And if we take them through phases, you know, keep the ball alive, they will make defensive mistakes, they'll give away penalties, and then if we can just start tipping the score away and the crowd go against them, it's going to be a tough day for them. So on that basis, I don't think we have to change too much. Probably maybe a bit more accurate at times, but other than that, I don't see a massive change in the game plan.
In terms of their fitness, you know, are they as bad? Not as bad, I mean, but in terms of the Italians, I mean, we were able to get them panting. Can you do that to the French? Are they?
It's important. I say this about the fitness thing. What I mean is, they're not unfit, but they're not used to that relentless kind of phase after phase after phase, because it's not the way they traditionally played. For years they've relied on power, pace, talent.
The tempo of the top 14, Bernard, is much slower than...
It's very fast and they drop it right down. It's very set-piece orientated. So if you have a scrummer line out, you want to win a penalty with that. So if it's a scrum, an 8-man shove, and you'll try and win a penalty. And referees do give a lot of penalties at scrum time for infringements. If it's a line-out drive, you take it down and maul. Now there is this organ when the pace gets very, very high, but generally it comes back down again.
But you think we have an advantage in terms of of pace and intensity?
I couldn't see them making 200 tackles this weekend. I couldn't see them putting them. They're definitely fit enough to make it, but I don't know if they actually want to.
If the head is there,
want it badly enough, exactly.
Okay. In terms of team selection, very quickly. So I mean, Tommy, what we thought might make it back in, it's not going to happen. Is there selection at 9 and 6? Is that it?
Yeah, Owen Redden played really well. He brought that energy around the breakdown when Conor Murray went off. But Conor Murray will come back in there, and Peter O'Mahony will come back in there.
Who'll win?
Ireland will win.
Okay, because you have a good record, I think.
Well, I hope I'm right. Yeah. Ireland will win.
Yeah, well, you did say England. You've gone for Ireland for the rest. Bert, who do you think?
I fancied Ireland beforehand, and everything I've seen, you know, adds to that. And I think that we'll win. I think we'll win by 10 12 points.
Okay, Eddie.
Ireland, and everything we've seen has to be Ireland.
Okay, and everything we've seen. Why do I still have the fear? I suppose that's one win in 42 years, possibly. But anyway, that's all from Against the Head tonight. Thanks to Eddie, Bernard and Alan for all their input. Till next Monday, when we hope to be wearing suitably celebratory Patrick's Day grins. Go easy.